Hey everybody, BAM Collectibles here, back for another statue unboxing review for you. First off, I want to say a special thank you to a Kage tier member on the channel, Rez, who lent me this statue. This would not be possible if he didn't contact me, reach out to me, and ask me if I wanted to showcase this. And when he did, I said yes! In order to avoid spoilers for people who haven't caught this episode in the show, I'm not going to talk too many details or specifics, but we're going to do a general overview of the statue. And for those that know about the actual fight scene this is taken from, you will know all the details. So if we take a look at the bottom, we will see the edition size and the studio name and a silhouette of the statue as it's built. One thing I absolutely love about this statue and the base is it looks like you took a chunk from the battlefield or the area that this fight went down in, and you literally lifted it up, picked it up, and put it into statue form. We can see all the rocks, the grass, all the dust, and some of the smoke that's happening from this moment. How dynamic it is. You can see all the dust just flying up everywhere. There's also some notches and grooves all throughout because there's a lot that this connects to. On the back, you'll find the AC adapter and the button that turns the LED lights. Yeah, there's going to be LED lights in this statue. I know we're just moments into this unboxing and we will be showcasing Rui first. He is going to be installed because the way that this statue comes together, certain pieces have to be put on first in order for things not to collide, clash, or rub up against each other. If we take a look at his foot, you'll see that notch with the steel rod that goes through to balance and keep him into place because he is in a very dynamic pose, and dynamic pose in the wrong way because of what's happening to him. The paint job on his character sculpt is nothing but perfection. You have all the different spider web design that goes all throughout. There's a notch on the back. We'll go through what that is about later, but his outfit is just so perfectly done. I mean, it represents who he is in the show, and here we have a severed head here. You know, there's not a head that's going to be sculpted separately, or at least it was, but it won't be connecting to him. With that connected, we're going to take a look at his two hands that were sculpted separately. Now, really great touch here where they have them dyed red because of the blood that he was using towards the end of the battle. I'm not going to again say why exactly, but they just represented the character in this very moment so perfectly with how they stained those the reddish color. Held on with magnets on the end, they go in just like that. In comes the first of many translucent, fiery, reddish-colored resin pieces that were casted to showcase the sun-breathing or fire-breathing technique from the Kamado family. One of the things that I was most impressed at with this statue is the overall engineering with how it comes together. Here we have one of two dragon claws that was yet again sculpted with a magnet on the back that allows it to attach itself to that longer piece of resin. And then we have the dragon head. It looks so cool, and it just really captures that moment that his form switched from the water breathing to the fire breathing. Here is how everything comes together, and once done, we'll go ahead and install behind Rui. Seriously, one of my favorite parts of being a channel that unboxes collectibles is being able to relive the moments, the memories within these shows that we all love and are connected to in a statue format, a 3D form that we could touch, see, and feel. Two other pieces were also sculpted for that back part, and I did them separately because I wanted to showcase to you how the LEDs are going to function in this statue. In order to take a look at the LEDs, we're going to have to take a peek from a different angle. Around back, you'll see towards the bottom, inside the notch, there's a yellowish circle. That is the LED unit. I'm going to turn this on so you can see it shines through. And as you connect those pieces of resin in there, the lights actually shine through the resin, therefore lighting everything up. So I'll show you that now. Alright, so you can see how the LEDs just give the overall statue a different character and the way that it lights it up. There are more LEDs in the statue. Be sure to stick around so you can see the rest. This piece right here is one of the backbone pieces in the statue. Towards the bottom, it's not a steel rod. It's actually going to be an adapter that allows electricity to flow through the top and light up. And if we look through here, there's a notch. Something very important is going to go there. And towards the very right of it is actually where Tanjiro's sword would later fit into. So this is a very, very important part on this statue. If you recall, Rui had a notch on his back, so this flame piece is going to attach to his back, and they're going to help support each other. And connecting to that notch on the flame is none other than Rui's head. Now, this sculpt was done so perfectly. The hair, the way that it's flowing, his face, the coloration, the shading was just done so well. Crazy how accurate they were with this. If we take a look at from our angle, the right eye does have that lower 5 kanji marks on there. They just did such a good job at capturing not only the emotion, but the accuracy of this character. Looks so crazy cool how it's just floating there, and I love the way that they angled it to face towards the front. In comes your boy Tanjiro. Now he is armless, headless, swordless, and he doesn't have a sheath either, but I wanted to show off this. All those parts were installed separately, which we will go over. First off, his outfit and the colors they chose, the way that they executed this was just perfection. My gosh, I am not familiar with the studio that made this, Niren Studio, but please do more, and by the way, do some Naruto. This statue is seriously the definition of what it means to have a dynamic pose, and just to be able to capture such a moment the way that they did, all bits of clothing on here feel so organic, again, like it's jumping right out of the scene. Seriously, look at all the different markings all throughout the jacket from this battle that's been going on and all the strings that Rui's been pulling. As I mentioned before, the sheath was sculpted separately, so we'll go ahead and showcase that. It'll slide right into here, but let me show you that real quick. If you're enjoying this video so far and do want to see more Demon Slayer statues, be sure to hit a like on this video so I know that you are enjoying this content. We have some more planned, but maybe I'll release them sooner or later, depending on how much you are enjoying themselves. So that sheath just slides right into there, and thank goodness it was sculpted separately because that is a very fragile piece. Tanjiro's feet key right into the bottom of the statue where both of those dust marks are, and here is one of the arms that were sculpted separately in more of an open position. Has that magnet towards the end of the arm that will connect to the body. Secondly, this hand is sculpted perfectly to hold the sword you see here to the right. Now, it is accurate to the show in what happened with his sword being broken, so really nice touch how they did that there. It's a little bit tricky, but you have to angle it to where the sword kind of slides into the top of the flame and then goes into the notch in his arm. My gosh, look at this head sculpt. The breath coming out looks awesome. His earrings on the side, though they're extremely fragile, were sculpted perfectly. And if we take a look at the hair on this, the shading and both the sculpting, the overall movement of the hair is just so well done. This has to be one of the best anime to head sculpts that I've seen for a collectible. With both characters into place, we now need to go ahead and install the rest of the effect pieces. I love it when they mix some of the natural rocks onto the fiery effects as well. Gives it a more realistic feel overall. This piece, I don't know what they were going for here. They painted the bottom part of it green. I guess it blends in with more of the grassier tones. Maybe it's a grass particle caught on fire, actually. That would actually be kind of cool if that's what it was. With all the effect pieces into place now, it's time to dim the lights and take a look at the LEDs in the dark. Glorious looking. I love it. LEDs again give the statue a whole different feel and character to it. We'll bring the lights back on so you can see how it looks like when it's lit up. It just makes the fire look more fiery. Included separately, and if you're someone who follows the channel regularly, you'll know I can't stand these kind of things that they do where they put the LEDs in a separate piece like this. So there's a battery that powers this. There's a little switch there that turns it on, but these are LEDs that actually go inside of where the dragon head sits. It actually goes inside the longer piece of the fiery effect, but that's how it would look when we stick it in there. I'll go ahead and show you a good view of that. Likely, the reason why they did this separately is because the engineering that would go behind running wiring and LEDs to that long piece would have been too complicated, but they still wanted to give you an option to light that dragon head up if you wanted to, for photos, for reviews like this. So it's cool in and of itself, but not something I would probably use long term. Included as a freebie in this statue is going to be Nezuko in more of a Nendoroid sculpt. Those toys out there that kind of have the larger heads. Now it's odd because she looks like Nezuko from the flashback when she's more of a younger child, but she does have the bamboo in her mouth, so obviously she's a demon. But I'm not sure what they were going for here, but still, cute, free, love it. One of the biggest issues with this statue, other than Rui's hands, is the fact that there's no blood anywhere, right? This is a scene that was full of a lot of blood, both on Tanjiro and happening to Rui, and for some reason they censored that out. Now, I'm someone who doesn't really like gory or violent things, so I'm okay with it, but not having any blood anywhere is a little odd. But overall, I love the dynamic pose. Again, the way that it feels like they captured this scene, this moment, the emotion. You could see it in Rui's face. Just an incredible job by Niren Studio. Thank you again so much for taking some time out of your day to hang out with this guy. If you want to see more Demon Slayer statues, let me know in the comments below. Let me know by leaving a like as well. If you enjoy statue unboxings, feel free to subscribe as well. And I will see everyone in the next video. As always, everybody, do what you love and love what you do. Bam out.